The sterile hum of the machines in Boston General's ICU had become my constant companion, a grim lullaby that kept me anchored to the present nightmare. At 38, Sarah Jenkins thought she'd faced the worst when her husband walked out 5 years ago, leaving her with our daughter Lily, then just a toddler. But nothing prepared me for this. Lily, my vibrant 7-year-old, lay pale and still in the bed, her tiny chest rising and falling with the help of a ventilator. What started as a simple flu had spiraled into severe pneumonia, and now bacterial complications had her fighting for every breath. I'd been here for 4 endless days. My world shrunk to this room, her monitors, and the nurse's hushed updates. My phone buzzed in my pocket, pulling me from the haze. It was late, past midnight, and I hadn't checked anything beyond medical alerts. Out of habit, I opened my banking app, seeking some mundane distraction. The screen glowed harshly in the dim light, and what I saw froze the blood in my veins.
0.
Across all accounts, savings, checking, the education fund I'd built meticulously for Lily, nothing remained. Over $750,000 vanished. My hands trembled as I scrolled through the transactions, wires sent out in rapid succession, starting just hours ago while I'd been holding Lily's hand through another fever crisis. The bank's emergency line confirmed my horror. The transfers were authorized with your credentials. Ms. Jenkins. 2-factor from your registered number. Security answers matched perfectly. But I hadn't done it. I'd been here, glued to this chair. The only people with that level of access? My brother Ethan, who'd helped set up the accounts after the divorce, his wife, Carla, and our late father's estate manager, Uncle Vic, who'd insisted on backup access for emergencies. Dad had died 8 months back, leaving a tangled web of family ties that now felt like chains. Rage simmered beneath the exhaustion, a cold fire building. They'd timed it perfectly when I was at my weakest, my focus entirely on Lily's survival. The medical bills were mounting, even with insurance, and that money was our lifeline for therapies, time off work, a stable future, stolen not by faceless hackers, but by kin. I stared at Lily's face, so innocent amid the tubes and wires, and vowed silently they'd pay for underestimating a mother's fury. The next morning, after a fitful nap in the waiting area, I drove to the family home in the suburbs of Cambridge, a place filled with memories of Dad's laughter and holiday gatherings. Now, it felt tainted. Ethan and Carla were hosting a family brunch, as if nothing was amiss. I didn't announce myself. The back door was unlocked. As always, laughter floated from the kitchen, Ethan's booming voice, Carla's trill, joined by Cousin Lena and Uncle Vic. They were toasting with mimosas, plates piled high with fresh pastries and fruit. Carla wore a new necklace that sparkled suspiciously like something from Tiffany's. Ethan sported a watch I'd never seen, Dad's vintage Rolex, the one he'd willed to Lily for her 18th birthday. Sarah? Ethan's smile faltered as I stepped in, still in my rumpled jeans and hoodie from the hospital. The room went quiet. What are you doing here? How's Lily? His concern rang false, too polished. Cut the act, I said, my voice low but steady. Where's my money? The $750,000 you drained last night. Carla's flute slipped, spilling champagne. Uncle Vic coughed into his napkin. Ethan recovered first, chuckling.
Money?
Sarah, you're exhausted, hallucinating from stress. Sit down. Have some coffee. I pulled up the app, shoving the phone under his nose. Transfers from my accounts, using my credentials. Only you had access. He glanced at it, then met my eyes with a pitying look. We discussed this. You agreed family funds should consolidate for better investments. The tech startup Vic's launching needs capital. Lena's boutique is struggling. We're building something bigger for all of us, including Lily. I agreed to nothing, I hissed. You stole it while my daughter fights for her life. Carla touched Ethan's arm. Sarah. Honey. Dad always said family shares burdens. Your savings were just sitting there, earning pennies. We're multiplying it. Uncle Vic nodded sagely. It's not theft, it's reallocating. And legally, those transfers are ironclad, your IP. Your device history. The betrayal hit like a gut punch. They'd planned this, justified it as family business. I looked around at their faces, smug, unrepentant, and felt the isolation deepen. Give it back, I demanded. Ethan leaned back, crossing his arms. Or what? Call the cops on your own brother? Drag Lily through scandal while she needs you stable? He was right. The thought of court, publicity, dividing my attention from Lily, it was their perfect shield. They resumed their brunch as if I were a minor interruption, chatting about vacation plans to the Cape. Carla even offered me a plate, like charity. I left without another word, the Rolex on Ethan's wrist burning in my mind. Back at the hospital, Lily's doctor pulled me aside. Stable, but long recovery ahead. Therapies, specialists, costs that now loomed impossible. But defeat wasn't an option. They'd awakened something primal in me, a resolve forged in those ICU nights. Weeks passed in a blur of hospital shifts and quiet investigations. Lily improved slowly, moving to a step-down unit. I pored over statements at night, noticing patterns, small test transfers months back, overlooked in my post-divorce chaos. Then an invitation arrived for Dad's memorial dinner at the house. To discuss remaining estate details, Ethan's note read, attendance mandatory for closure. The audacity fueled me. I went, armed with questions and a growing file of discrepancies. The table was set lavishly, Dad's portrait watching over us. Ethan presided, Carla at his side, Vic and Lena completing the circle. No place for me at first, until Carla remembered and pulled up a folding chair. The meal was steak, medium rare, but my plate arrived with chicken, Ethan knowing I preferred it. A subtle reminder of control. Conversation flowed. Startup updates, boutique expansions, all on family investments. My money. Ethan raised a glass. To Dad, who taught us unity, and to smart decisions. His eyes locked on mine. Some handle wealth wisely, others hoard out of fear. Sarah, we're protecting you from yourself. The condescension stung. Protecting? By forging access. Vic cleared his throat. No forgery. You granted permission last year. Remember? During that family meeting. A lie, I'd sign nothing. But doubt crept in, exhaustion blurred memories. As dessert came, Ethan slid papers across. Sign these to formalize your contribution. Makes everything clean. I scan them. Waivers. Transfers of remaining assets. And if I don't? Carla smiled thinly. Then we question your fitness. Hospital logs show neglect, days away from work. Emotional instability. Lily needs guardians who prioritize properly. The threat to my custody ignited the fire. They thought me broken. But I was gathering embers. That night, after leaving, I returned stealthily. The house dark, but a light in Dad's office. Inside, files scattered, an updated will, dated post-death, naming Ethan's sole executor, rerouting properties to Carla. Signatures too crisp for Dad's failing hand. In a drawer, the original will, me as co-executor. Assets for Lily. Photographs snapped. My hands steady with purpose. This wasn't just theft, it was erasure of Dad's legacy. A shadow in the doorway, Lena. In pajamas. Couldn't sleep, she whispered. We stared. The air thick. I know what they're doing, she said finally. But I'm scared. Her confession spilled. Overheard plans. Forged docs. Help me stop them, I urged. She hesitated, then nodded. Meet me tomorrow. I have proof. The coffee shop in downtown Boston buzzed with midday rush. But Lena chose a corner booth, hidden behind potted plants. She looked different, nervous. No makeup. Hair pulled back. Ethan thinks I'm shopping, she muttered, sliding a flash drive over. This has emails. Recordings from his home office. He logs everything for business. I plugged it into my laptop. Heart pounding. First file. Ethan on a call.
Boasting.
Sarah's distracted with the kid. Perfect time. Cloned her phone last visit. Got all codes. Transfers seamless. Another. Vic laughing. Backdating the will was genius. Judge Owens owes me. He'll overlook timestamps. Lena watched me. Tears welling. I should have spoken sooner. But Ethan controls my loans for the boutique. One word. And I'm bankrupt. Why now? I asked. She glanced away. Because of Lily. I lost a child years ago, miscarriage. Seeing you fight for her. It woke me. She handed a card. Rachel Torres. Forensic auditor. Ex-IRS. She helped me once. Now she'll help you. Rachel met me in a nondescript hotel room. Her demeanor sharp. No nonsense. You've got fraud here. Wire transfers crossing state lines to Vic's New York accounts. That's federal. She reviewed the drive. Nodding. Strong. But we need admission. Get Ethan talking. Recorded. She gave me a necklace pendant, disguised recorder. Twist to activate. Get details. The family unity meeting was set for the next evening at the house. Champagne flowed. Catered apps on silver trays. Ethan beamed. Papers ready. Sarah. Glad you're reasonable. Sign. And we move forward. I twisted the pendant. Explain first. What exactly did you do? He sipped scotch. Ego inflating. Simple. Used your clone phone for auth. Night of Lily's admission. You were out of it. Funds to startup. Returns will dwarf your savings. And Dad's will. I pressed. Carla shifted uncomfortably. But Ethan waved her off. Updated for efficiency.
Post-dated.
Sure. But Vic's connection smoothed it. Properties to family trust. Better managed. Vic chimed in. Your signature on those estate forms? Slipped in with medical proxies. You signed without reading. Arrogance dripped from every word. Refuse? We push for custody eval. Psych report ready. Your instability documented. The room tensed as I stood. You've admitted enough. Ethan's face hardened. What? I pulled my phone. Rachel? They're here. He lunged.
But I dodged.
Assault on tape? Doors burst open, not dramatically, but with federal precision. Rachel entered with FBI agents. Ethan Jenkins. Arrest for wire fraud. Forgery. Conspiracy. Chaos erupted. Carla screaming. Vic bolting but caught in the drive. Ethan spat. You ruined us. No, I replied calmly. You did. Stealing from a dying child's future. As they cuffed him, he glared. Family blood means nothing? It meant everything, until you poisoned it. Lena stayed back. Cooperating. I have more emails, she told agents. Ethan turned on her. Traitor. But she stood firm.
No.
Survivor. The house emptied, leaving echoes of betrayal. In Dad's office, Lena revealed a hidden compartment behind books, Dad's real letter. If division comes, truth here. Unite or fall. Inside, overlooked bonds. $40,000 cash. Enough to bridge gaps. Back at the hospital, Lily smiled weakly.
Mom.
You look tired. I held her. Fighting bad guys. Sweetie. Justice began. But scars lingered. The aftermath unfolded in courtrooms and conference rooms. A grinding process that tested every ounce of my resolve. Ethan's arraignment was swift. Bail denied due to flight risk. Vic's attempt to flee to Jersey had sealed that. Carla posted for herself. But the freeze on assets left her scrambling. Lena's testimony was pivotal. Full disclosure. Immunity deal. She detailed the cloning, the forgeries, painting a picture of systematic deceit born from entitlement. Rachel became my anchor, sifting through ledgers. They siphoned Dad's hidden accounts too, rerouted to offshore shells. The startup? A sham. Funds funneled to personal luxuries. Ethan's watch. Carla's jewels. Vic's gambling debts. Lily's recovery paralleled the case. Physical therapy sessions mirroring legal prep. She'd ask, "Why Uncle Ethan mad?" I'd simplify, he took things not his. But inside, the wound festered. How to teach trust when family shattered it. A surprise ally emerged, Dad's old lawyer. Mr.
Hale.
Contacted via Lena. Your father suspected tension, left contingencies. Hidden clauses in the original will activate it upon fraud proof, reverting everything to me and Lily. Ethan's team fought dirty, smear campaigns, anonymous tips to child services. One night, a caseworker showed at the hospital, concerns about environment. I presented logs. Doctor notes cleared, but the stress spiked Lily's fever. Confrontation came during deposition. Ethan, suited but shackled, sneered across the table. You always were weak.
Sarah.
Dad pitted you. Rage boiled. But I stayed cool. Weak? I built my marketing firm solo, while you rode his coattails. Rachel interjected, stick to facts. But his words fueled me. The trial loomed. Evidence mounting. Recordings. Digital trails. Witness flips. On eve of opening statements, Carla called. Voice broken. Sarah. Please drop it. For family. Family? You threaten my daughter. Silence. Then sobs. Ethan pushed, I followed. Regret? Too late. The courtroom drama built slowly, prosecutors outlining the scheme. My testimony recounting the ICU discovery. Ethan's defense? Misunderstanding, consensual loans. But the pendant audio demolished it. His voice damning himself. Lily, now home but fragile, drew pictures of Supermom versus dragons. Her innocence contrasted the ugliness, reminding me why I fought. Verdict day, guilty on all counts. Ethan got 12 years, Vic 8, Carla probation with restitution. Cheers in court. But victory tasted bittersweet, family fractured forever. Restitution hearings followed, assets liquidated. Funds returned plus interest. The $750,000 back. Plus properties for Lily's trust. Lena and I rebuilt tentatively coffee meets, shared memories. Forgive, she asked once. Working on it, Dad's letter echoed. Unity or fall. We'd fallen, but perhaps risen stronger. With funds secured, Lily's therapies accelerated, speech, physical, building her strength. Mornings were routines of exercises. Afternoons, my work catch-up. But nights brought reflections, how entitlement corroded bonds. Ethan's prison letters arrived, apologies laced with blame. Society's pressure, one read. I burned them, focusing on healing. Rachel's final report closed the loop. All trails traced. No loose ends. You're free, she said. But freedom carried weight, questions of nature versus nurture. Was betrayal in our blood? Or choices? Lily's laughter answered. Hope endured. We visited Dad's grave, laying flowers. He'd be proud, Lena said. Joining unexpectedly. Tentative bridges formed. A year later, scars faded but lingered. Lily thrived in school, unaware of depths. I shared edited truths. Sometimes people make bad choices. The experience reshaped me, vigilant, but not cynical. Trust earned, not given. As sun set on our new normal, I pondered, can broken families mend? Or do some fractures define us? Community support emerged, hospital friends, online groups for betrayal survivors. Shared stories healed. One woman, my sister stole inheritance during chemo. Solidarity. Lena opened up. Ethan manipulated us all. Therapy sessions unpacked layers. Forgiveness? Not absolution, but release. For Lily's sake. The cabin, once a haven, now sold in restitution, symbolized closure. Proceeds to Lily's fund. We moved to a cozy Boston apartment. Fresh start. Lily's first post-illness birthday. Cake. Friends. No shadows. Best mom ever, she beamed. Pride swelled. But humility tempered, strength from vulnerability. Ethan's appeal failed. Reality set in. Carla divorced. Starting over. Vic cooperated. Sentence reduced. Lena rebuilt her boutique honestly. Our bond mending through actions. A family picnic. Awkward but real, no secrets. Just presence. Yet, the core question haunted. What price loyalty? Betrayal taught vigilance. But also compassion's limits. As Lily slept, I whispered thanks to Dad's spirit. His legacy? Not money, but resilience. In quiet moments, doubt crept. Could I have seen signs?
Prevented?
But hindsight's curse. Forward, building unbreakable foundations. The story ends not in triumph, but reflection. What defines family?
Blood.
Or choices? And when choices wound, do we sever or suture? The answer, perhaps, lies in the scars we carry, reminders of battles won, loves protected, and the fierce quiet of a mother's enduring heart.